as a child of hip hop, I'm excited to be talking to one of the members of the classic hip hop groups, Nappy Roots. We have Fish Scales, and Nappy Roots is coming to Sacramento on Friday for the annual Concert in the Park series. They'll be coming to Cesar Chavez Park. I've been singing Po Folks all weekend. So we're happy to have you here with us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course, of course. One of the beautiful things about hip hop is that, artists come along and, stretch and expand what hip hop, can look like, what it is and what it can look like. And Nappy Roots certainly, did that when you guys jumped on the scene. Can you talk a little bit about, Nappy Roots, your sound and finding your place in the hip hop and what your legacy is?
Yeah, it was it was a very unique time in hip hop when we came in. We was very fortunate to have people like Nelly, Bubba Sparks, Petey Pablo to come right before us, and even open the door wider for us. But our generation kind of came right after the golden era of hip hop. The mid '90s is my favorite era of hip hop. Some of the best lyricists you can find that hip hop's ever had came out during that time. And so when we came, it was kind of transitioning into a mainstream thing. Like everybody was trying to get the whole step was start on radio, get the BET, then get the MTV. But that really became a thing in the early 2000s, getting on TRL, I think. All of the artists, that was what we were striving for, as opposed to the mid '90s when it was like we liked the underground. We wanted to be underground. We wanted to be known as underground lyricists. But so the game changed early 2000s when Nappy Roots hit the scene. It was kind of more of a, I like to think we brought a nice merge of melody to hip hop. With songs like Po Folks and with Anthony Hamilton, and also we came out during the Cash Money era as well. Cash Money was really killing the game, and then we came in talking about being po folks, so it was a big transition or a big difference, I should say.
Yeah, now, like I said, I was singing the song, all weekend. And like to me, it's right up there with those anthems, Bones Thugs, First of the Month, right?
Yeah, yeah,
UNITY, you can hear them and that's my jam, right?
yeah.
So it's like talk a little bit about, that watermelon chicken and grit, like your place and like solidifying that with those anthems like that.
Right. Well, like you just said, like the song "Po Folks," those kind of songs stick with you because they mean something. Like they really do mean something. People can relate to it. 20 years later, people still like, yeah, that song is probably a checkpoint in certain people's life. And just doing watermelon chicken and grits, it was just fun time, man. We was college kids. We was we didn't have many responsibilities in life. We were very confident in what we were doing, and we felt like we was doing the right thing, and that we had the talent to do it. And with a little luck and a lot of hard work, man, watermelon chicken and grits went platinum. And still selling to this day. And it was an amazing time for Nappy Roots.
Yeah, how have you, and Nappy Roots, matured with the industry, with the music, and how do you maintain and stay relevant? A lot of artists today,
Yeah,
when you say 1998, like they weren't even born then, right?
right. Wow.
When you say classic and they say classic, it's two different things. So talk a
Listen,
little bit about that.
yeah, it's the word longevity, man. That might be the most important word in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not it's not very hard to get a record on the radio or maybe even get a hit record, but to stay in the game for over 20 years, that's one of the things I'm most proudest of. That we country boys from the South are going to Sacramento this week to do shows 20 something years later after we came out. That's what we got in it for. We didn't get in the game to make an album and get out. We got in to create a career, and to make a living off of it. And so we
Mhm.
went independent in 2008. Thanks to the success of Watermelon Chicken and Grits in 2002, that carried us over to 2008 when we were able to make Good Day. And Good Day became our biggest record, and to this day it's in movies, commercials. Every year it get licensed to so many different places. But yeah, it's just been a mature level. Like we've learned how to move differently in hip hop, and how to live shows. That's another important thing artists need to know, because that creates the longevity for you. When you can go out and do live performances and show your fan base that you care about them. They'll care about you over time.
Yeah, and you obviously, you still have fans that are rocking with you from the first song you put out,
Yes.
and now reintroducing, your sound to, new audiences.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that. You have, and I've seen videos with like, New Edition is out there,
Yeah.
touring, doing things. You have people's kids out there, teaching, the
Right.
importance of to your kids the classics.
The class.
We talk about that new generations getting your music.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. We put out what we call the 40 Acre series. Um, our last three albums were called 40 Acres, and we definitely went with a new sound. We brought in producer 808 Blake, who understood who Nappy Roots is, but also understood where we were trying to go. So kind of merged a nice sound that the younger generation could relate to, but also sticking to our values as Nappy Roots. But listen, it's not easy, man. Like people know us for a certain sound,
Yeah,
and it's hard to evolve. Like some people want you to stay with what you were in their childhood, but
sure.
we work hard to transition slowly. You hear our music now; it's still Nappy Roots, but I feel we have done a good job of adapting and keeping, reinventing our sound, I should say. And
Gotcha.
so we're fortunate, to have been able to make that transition.
And can you talk about? I know you guys got a lot going on, still making music. Um, you got the record labels, you have
Yeah.
the beer. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of being business minded in the industry?
Oh, it's almost everything. Like it's a lot of money that can be made, but it's also a lot of money that can be spent. So that's where the business come in, knowing how to invest in yourself. Like being with Atlantic Records early on in our career showed us how it works. So when we went independent, we just tried to mimic that on a much smaller scale. And it's all business. I'm thankful to have a partner in Skinny DeVille, Buffalo Steel, Ron Clutch. We're all business-minded college graduates for the most part, which we met in college. That's a big point as well. We all met trying to pursue a higher education, so that we can better our lives, and we apply our college life to our hip hop industry life a lot. Like, it taught us a lot. Taught us how to be around different kinds of people, different cultures, and how to sell our product to more than just one type of person. But the business is real, man. You got to understand where your money is coming from. You got to understand what publishing is. You got to know what mechanical royalties is. Um, you just got to know, man. You got to know where you can possibly really get your money from in this game. Because
Tell
if
me.
you don't, somebody will.
Yes, yes. Tell me about what some of the ventures that you guys, have going on. Rappers, hip hop artists are, movies, TV, cannabis,
Yeah,
liquor, clothing lines,
yeah,
beats. I mean, look at, Dr. Dre. Tell me a little bit about what you guys have going, specifically what you guys endeavors you
yeah.
guys have.
Dr. Dre is a great example. Like he's a trailblazer. So we definitely following his path, trying to invest in everything. We actually opened a brewery. We opened the second black owned brewery in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
brick and mortar, and that opened in February. So it's called Atlantucky. So it's been amazing to transition from hip hop to actually selling beer, and it's been a great venture for us. It pairs well with hip hop actually, because a lot of times, speaking of business, good business, a lot of times we get booked by breweries for shows, and we'll go out and make a beer with that brewery. So when we show up, we have a beer and we have performances, and it just go hand in hand because Nappy Roots audience is definitely beer drinkers. So
Gotcha.
I would like to think that was a good business move for us.
Okay,
We'll
smart.
see.
Sounds smart.
Yeah, but it's fun. Check out Atlantucky, atlantucky.com. It's just amazing, man, to know that we are making beer that people are actually buying and enjoying.
Can you get it outside of Georgia?
Not really, but y'all being in Sacramento, we did a beer with Full Circle Brewing.
Okay.
They're out of Fresno, California, and we some of that beer reached Sacramento. We didn't do a whole lot of it; did a few barrels of it, and some of it reached the Bay Area and Northern California.
So did you learn the nuances of what that is and how to make it? And
Yeah, we we actually make our own beer. Me and Skinny DeVille, we spend about 8 to 12 hours a day brewing beer, which
wow,
is which is amazing because it reminds me of what we were doing in college, pressing up CDs, just for hours sitting on the porch talking about ideas while we're pressing up CDs, and it's the
wow,
same feeling. It keeps us
wow.
young. It keeps our mind going, and me and him we're great friends. So it's great to be doing a business with your partner who you enjoy being around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's a
I gotta taste some of this beer.
I got you. We're the black beer movement is here, man, and we are deep in it. I would like to think we're some of the pioneers of it.
Gotcha. Because oftentimes you see, with rap culture, back in the day was the 40s and all that, and like,
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't own that.
right. Not at
Yeah.
all. And it was a lesser quality of beer that we were pushing. And I tell people this, it's real funny. Back in the 90s, if you were a rapper, you almost had to have three things: shades, a Dickie suit, and a 40 ounce of beer. Like, and it's somewhere we lost trust with the beer industry as hip hop. I guess because we woke up and said, wait, this is malt liquor. Everybody else is drinking a better beer. So hip hop industry kind of left beer altogether and went to liquor, went to spirits. And fortunately, we own a lot of the spirit brands now, but
Yeah.
we're trying to reintroduce beer to the black community because black people love beer and we deserve the higher quality beer as well,
And to get that coins too.
and to get the coins. If we look,
Yeah.
if we're buying it, like if we're buying so much beer, man, let's own some of it. Let's get our share of this market.
Yes, sir. Now back to the music. Are we gonna hear new music? And there are also the verses are a big thing. Are we gonna see you Nappy Roots battling?
Well, first question, we got new music coming. We're probably gonna release it NFT style. Because I mean, whether you like it or not, you got to keep up with what's going on. Um, so we're figuring that part out. It won't be a full album. It may be 3 to 4 songs. Because people attention spans is just not there for full albums. Now the second part is the verses. We've been asked about it, and I really don't have any desire for it.
Yes.
It's not really my cup of tea. I like watching it. I like what it do for artists. I support it. It's pushing the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing artists who were in the different eras. It's bringing them to the forefront, letting the kids, like you said, teaching the kids about the older classic hip hop, the classic music. But I got no desire.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I'm
You stay
making
busy with
beer.
all the other things.
Huh?
I said you're staying busy with all the other things.
Yeah, I'm staying busy, man. One thing about me, um, I I try not to reflect on the past too much. Like I like where Nappy Roots is going today. You know, I like where we are today. I really don't reflect on the old stuff as much. I really like where we are as Nappy Roots. Right, these are the best days of Nappy Roots I've ever had.
Yeah, I like to say also, I refuse to believe my best days are behind me. You just got to keep,
I,
and
the better,
you got it, so you can still do it. You still bring it.
yeah, yeah, man. These are the good old days right now. We're
Yeah,
living
right
in it. You
there.
just
Yeah.
gotta be aware of it.
Now you guys are coming to SAC. Can you talk a little bit about like over time? The love Callie has shown you.
Cali has shown us a lot of love. I'm a fan of Northern Cali, man. I always favored Northern Cali more than Southern Cali. But Sacramento, we haven't been there enough. But we got friends there. I think we came about 2 or 3 years ago, and I loved it. Like I like places like that that you don't hear much about, but they have a strong culture that you can dive into. I heard the beer scene is amazing there. So as soon as we touch down, we go into a couple of breweries.
And what can audience at the concert in the park? What can they expect from you guys?
Uh, the livest show ever. You know, we take a lot of pride in our live performance. Uh, we professionalism. We try to show up. We understand people. Money is hard to come by sometimes. Economy is in a weird place. So if you're gonna spend your money to see Nappy Roots, we're gonna give it all we got. You know, to make sure you get your money's worth. And we want to meet you. Like we try to get out and meet everybody who comes to the show if it's possible.
Great. I hope folks come out and listen to
Yeah,
some classic hip hop, and also
yeah.
sort of go with you as you go into this
Then
new era
yeah,
of
come
what you
out
got
if
going
you
on.
familiar with Nappy Roots. You could come out get some of the old school Nappy Roots as well as some of the newer stuff. I recommend you check out the new stuff because I'm pretty proud of it.
Gotcha. And get some beer too.
Oh yeah, get some beer. If you want to do some beer trades, in the beer industry, you had this thing where you trade beers
uh,
because beer is a regional thing. So a lot of the beers we have, you would never get in Sacramento, and vice versa. So, um, it's a good way to connect with people, create relationships.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate it. Like I said, I was looking forward to talking to you. Been singing your song
Thank you.
all weekend, and we wish you safe travel.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing Sacramento.